I can only disappoint somebody who puts me in a position in their mind where they think I'm above something that I never said I was above.
I hate to talk about this.
No, you all right, but that's the problem. I knew niggas was gonna feel let down, but they really let themselves down. In a position in their mind where they think I'm above something that I never said I was above. In a position in their mind where they think I'm above something that I never said I was above.
A guy that I think is one of like the most impactful, important men, I think, in American history, which is Grla Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
Where you meet Grla Hebrew, you feel like you meet Jesus. He's stoic, he's wise, he's calm, the stature, bro. Like when you meet him, bro, like and you feel the energy and the aura.
Felt like you met Jesus when you met that?
It felt like Jesus. You feel me?
That's the problem. I knew niggas was gonna feel let down, but they really let themselves down. That's the problem. I knew niggas was gonna feel let down, but they really let themselves down. Fallible as human beings. You see what I'm saying? So niggas really let themselves down, you know? And repenting months before it came out. So on top of that, it's some of this outrage is fake. And it's fake because I was not caught red-handed doing nothing. You don't like it, fine. Let's open the book. Open the book. Show me what I did in front of the book. Good luck. Good. You gonna have to stretch
At that time,
that situation into that. You gonna have to stretch that motherfucker into, well, it's this because of this and this and that. You gonna have to stretch that shit. You see what I'm saying? I didn't need nobody to stress it for me to go, I'm cool. I didn't need nobody to, didn't need it to come out. You see what I'm saying? So, niggas who didn't consider that, they just weak in the mind. They just weak in the mind because some of these same guys have been caught red-handed committing black and white, no disputation, sin. People feel disappointed, but you thought people think something. People see me do mighty things, and they think that means that
it's one of those things.
It ain't nothing. I can't do something wrong. Well, that ain't the case, you know. But my question is gonna be, okay, what nigga I arrived out here?
I'm not gonna say it's looked over.
What nigga bitch I took? Fuck me.
Okay, now
niggas doing that. Niggas bitches that try to hand themselves to me in active marriages. Even the truth. We're talking about Hebrew Israelite. You see what I'm saying? What I did, I ain't do none of that. Some of these niggas, they don't fuck niggas bitches. You said they done did all kind of shit. And you niggas mad at me over text messages. You know that. Let's just think about that. Text messages. Oh, come on. But this is one of them. This was the most unjust handling of a situation I ever seen since I've been a Hebrew Israelite. The issue is the treatment that I received for people who I've done everything for, and how quick they were to turn their back, how quick they were to join hate trains. The rank that they had, the ideology that they had, the teachings, the learning. If it wasn't for me, let alone the time I've had all the money I give these niggas, right? So all it is, and some of these same niggas were the first niggas to turn back. You see what I'm saying? First ones to give me their ass to kill. So, and even worse, the niggas who I gave the most to were a part of the actual conspiracy, right?
That's one situation.
So that's what is bothersome. People are like, man, you know, Chief, I'm not dealing with nothing other than the resentment
Personally, I didn't believe it because I didn't know who
that I hold for all of these whole ass niggas.
And
that's the only thing that gets me. I believe in loyalty. I believe in loving and being there for people. I believe in loyalty. I believe in loving and being there for people, for God's people that God brings into my life.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, Honors as well to your other elders, you brethren, you fellow believers of this truth. Shalom to you, few sisters. Shalom to the elect. So anyway, I want to touch on this video. I'm just going to do a short commentary, but this man said, what did he say? People put him in a position that like he was above, and that they should have never, they let themselves down because they put him in a position where he thought he was above, where they thought he was above, which he never said he was above. Now, he, in an interview prior, said something about Apostle, one of the apostles, I think Apostle Tahar is not 50 years old, or something he said, because he's over 50, that he's the high priest. This man literally called himself the high priest. So, chief priest. So he set himself up to be in an above position, right? This same man said that he's a head of an organization and that he has the truth. This same man took the truth from what he was taught and magnified it, or let me say, interpreted to a different truth and added to it. This same man changed the letters of Paul. Once he started doing that, that's when you start seeing his downfall, right? Because why would the Lord allow all this to be in the Bible if he didn't want it in there? And then it seems like these brothers here on the outside is helping him with his interview. And this guy, Potik, or whatever his name is, that said he's like Christ. And in the comments, he said he's on the same level of Christ. Yahushua. So it makes me think that these guys that do these interviews, and Potik and those people that follow Sandetta, they all must be in Boule. They all get down like that. I can't prove this stuff. But whenever they try to pick up a fellow brethren from the Boule, they use the media to try to build them back up and get them a reputation. But when you're dealing with the truth, you can't do that easy. There will be some simple sheep. But if this man was a good sheep, why hasn't he watched over the flock? Right? Why hasn't he watched over the flock? Let's go to John 10 and 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. So a hired hand was never a shepherd. Right? So it says, so when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks and the flock is scattered. It's a parable, of course, but it's also true when you look at a situation like that. This is for us to understand. Right? You'll see this situation where this guy is supposed to be a shepherd, a chief priest, have a following. Even grown man came to our camp, older brother, said, I like the chief priest. I learned from him. Right? And you can learn things from him. I never said he was a bad teacher. I just said he was a false teacher. You can still be a good teacher, technically. You know how to deliver the message, but you can also start producing a false message. Meaning you start adding things to the scriptures, adding things to the doctrine, like the letters of Paul. Now all the letters of Paul are not authenticated, but then they use things according to their will when it comes to the letter of Paul that it fits them. You see what I'm saying? They'll cut a lot of things out. Let the woman learn in silence. They'll keep that from the letters of Paul because they say it's of the law. But the unbelieving woman, no, they on that IUIC thing, I believe. So this is confusing. And they brought nothing but confusion into the Hebrew Israelite community. And now this man says, well, you let yourselves down because you wasn't supposed to follow me. Or if you did, You wasn't able to put all your trust in me. Well, damn. Why didn't you say this before? Why didn't you tell people that before? And take it from all this controversy and these things to come out for you now to say this? What happened before? Why didn't you say this 5 years ago? That's my problem. Why do you say then, well, I'm fallible, anything can happen? You let yourself down. Right? And nobody's commenting on this video. He got some watchers on it, but nobody's commenting. And then you got people on the comment board on previous videos. Lift yourself up, Grla. We need you back. See, this tells you it's not about Yahweh and Yahweh Shai with these guys. It's all about iconoclasm or icon. It's all about icon, right? Them being an image. That's all it is. This is not about the truth with these guys. It's all about the image. This is all about celebrity-oriented behavior. Let me go on. Proverbs 28:13. It says, whosoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper. Right? But who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. Now, he had ample time to bring this transgression out. Those text messages was his business. Everything was his business, technically. He could have repented unto the Lord if that's what he, felt he needed to do. But the bottom line is, was Sirach, I believe, 29 or 26? The eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Yeah, there's some things we may go off on, but goddamn, that behavior? And you knew the way of the truth. Now this is the dog. The scriptures talk about, I believe, 1 Peter, a dog returns to his vomit again. This is what you see happening. And I really never had no hatred towards the Grla Hebrew, except the disrespect he had. And that's all right, because, we can handle that. But you start changing the doctrine. Now, it's up to the Lord when it comes to this man, if the Lord, if he repents. But it looks like he's turning his back from Luke 9:62. He's taking his hand off the plow. So now you're going to slowly see this man stop going out. His teaching lessons are going to wear thin. And I think he's only sorry because he got caught. That's my opinion. Proverbs 21:2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth his hearts. All right. So I think things are right in my own eyes. It don't mean it's right. It's what the Lord say. See, this said Netter and them said, restore the man to health. Restore him back. Why y'all have such hatred towards your brother? They're all hypocrites. This man said Netter lies and say he's a Hebrew, but then he goes back to Kemet. They all hypocrites. I believe, personally, I could be wrong, I believe they're all part of the Boule organization. Because that's how they get down. That stuff he got caught up with and all that stuff. Yeah, they all get down like that. Those Boule organizations. And then when you'll see them sit there and the interviewers interview them, they all part of the scheme to help bring this man reputation back. They made somebody invested money in him. And it went south. And really because of the woman. Right? The woman has strength in other ways that you can't imagine. Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. This is why the Lord told the lame man and the blind man, sin no more, lest worse things happen to thee. Once you cross over, sin is the transgressor of the law, and these people all talk about the law. Now, what we can keep, things that we can't control, and we're breaking laws, that's the blood of Yahushua covenants. But if I willfully go and sleep with another brother's wife, I knew what I was doing. Let's be honest. It ain't nothing about restoring me, because when it says restore that man back to health, it says let the righteous men restore him. If you're a chief priest, you're already righteous. You see what I'm saying? You're already supposed to be the righteous one. You're supposed to be helping restore the younger brothers or newer brothers coming back to health. That's what you're supposed to be doing. How can you be a leader to restore somebody? And this is Galatians 6, by the way. How can you restore somebody and you need to be restored? At least the best you can in righteousness. Galatians 6 and 8. For he that soweth of his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. And that's what happened. He soweth unto his flesh, and out of his flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall the Spirit reap life everlasting. Now, he could have left GMS. Okay. All right. People do it all the time. But teach what thou have been taught. Sound doctrine. But to change the letters of Paul, to change the Bible in general, and then these guys are selling Bibles, and okay, it's a hustle. But damn. Now they're selling books, you know, and these guys aren't even knowledgeable in the books to be selling. They're selling marriage counseling, Hebrew names, everything's for sale. Almost like they set themselves up. If you need anything, you got to come through us. So the knowledge is for sale too. And this is why this group Genesis, they'll get up there and they'll bring some newfound revelation, right, of something new they found out that say Hebrew Israelites are wrong. So all these guys are meant to bring confusion to the people, and the people say, you know what, I'm not with this. This is crazy. Vocab isn't the problem. You Hebrew Israelites is the problem. He's not a problem. He's a Christian. It's these Genesis and Sicariites. These guys are the problem. And that's why they always in the spotlight. Right? Let me go on. I wasn't going to read that, but yeah, let me go on. This is crazy. This is Romans 2 and 1. Therefore ye have no excuse, O man, every one of you who have judges, for in passing judgment on another, you condemn yourselves, because you, the judge, practice the very same things. And I agree. I think a lot of some of the things that he's mentioning, maybe he's throwing other brothers under the bus. Now he's snitching. But I think a lot of those guys in that camp was doing wicked things too. It's just that his thing excelled the wickedness in the other brothers. And it's kind of like he's saying some of them indulged in the practice too. We'll let you know, this seems like a brotherhood thing to me. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. There's a lot of sellouts. There's a lot of plants, staged actors, agents, you know, that's been planted in the truth. You don't think Esau don't have some form of plant, some form of agent in every faction or location? This is his world. In my camp, in our camp myself, there's somebody. I remember Professor Griff said it years ago when he was exposing the Illuminati in the industry, and he had all these people around him. He said, well, one of you are agents, a couple of you are even agents, but hey, it's all right with me because I know. And everybody shook their head like, yeah, you know, there's agents. And there's more to come. Their job is to bring confusion. It's just hard with us because we stick to the script. And if we go off, we even do a video saying we went off. You can't come in our organization and say, at Great Millstone, and say, well, you know, the letters of Paul, I don't think it's correct. It's a little off here, a little off there. So then people break off and then they do their own thing, but they keep it. No, we're going to expose it. See, what these other groups don't do, they'll break off from these groups, let them alone, let them do their own thing because it's all right. They're doing their own thing. Stop the cat banging, stop the hating. But you haven't warned the people, as Ezekiel 3:17 said. For instance, if we teach the mark of the beast, which we do, the chip, somebody breaks off and say, well, it's not the mark of the beast, it's not the chip, I'm going to do a video on it. And you can call me a hater if you want, but I'm going to warn the people, beware of false philosophies. Paul said in Romans 16, mark them that cause division contrary to the doctrine. I'm going to do a video. But you won't see no guys doing videos off of these guys doing what they do. They just leave the confusion out there and say, oh, we're not affiliated with them, but now we teach the letters of Paul. They're all phonies, man. They all sold out. That's all I have on that. Shalom.